From KPRC2, this is Houston Newsmakers with Khambrel Marshall.
On any given day, there are thousands of animals in shelters across Southeast Texas. Many are strays picked up off the streets. Others have been given up for adoption by people who can't or don't want to care for them anymore. In either case, it presents a problem that is difficult to solve: too many animals and not enough space. Joining me this morning to talk about the issue, Corey Stottlemyre, Deputy Shelter Director for BARC, the City of Houston Facility for Adoptions and Animal Care, and Macy Stays, the Marketing Coordinator for the Houston Humane Society. Good morning to both of you. And Corey, I want to start with you. Talk about what your organization does. What does BARC do with people that don't know?
So we are the animal shelter for the City of Houston. We're a municipal animal shelter. We're an open intake shelter. So that includes also our enforcement side, who goes out into the community to pick up animals. You call 311, they're the team that comes out and can look for those strays in your community. They handle the animal cruelty investigations as well. And then we are the physical shelter. Right. We're located on 3300 Carr Street. We have an adoption center, and we're the facility where we store those animals that we pick up from the streets.
So Macy, how does your role differ from what BARC does?
So we are not city funded. We are all 100% nonprofit, so we're funded off of donations. We are not open intake. We are currently on a wait list system, but other than that, we adopt out our animals, and we have a 7-day-a-week clinic.
When you say wait list system, what does that mean?
And that means that the animals that are in our facility, they come to us the same way that BARC does, but we have to schedule when they come in. So if someone comes in and says, hi, I can no longer care for this animal, I just found this animal, we schedule a day for them to come and bring it back when we know that we have space. If it's an emergency, we'll always do our best to say yes. So
Corey, I'm going to ask you, and then I ask Macy as well. What's the biggest problem facing your facility right now? What would you say that is?
That's a very big question for somebody like us. But since about 2020, start of COVID, we have seen a decrease in the amount of animals outcomed from the shelter. But this year, especially, we've seen a steady increase in the amount of animals our enforcement team is bringing into the shelter. So this is a nationwide issue, with a lot of shelters seeing a lot of animals, strays, being intaked, but the outcome side is not as steady.
So they end up being euthanized, and so they don't really come. And the reason that happens is why? Because you just don't have the space to keep them in?
It's a capacity concern for us. We have had about 20% deficit in our staffing as well, and so our capacity is based on our staffing levels. We try to keep about 250 to 275 animals in the shelter at all times, but we typically will go over that regularly. I would say also, with the rising costs, inflation, pet ownership is something that might suffer from something like that. So it's a big issue. Yeah. A lot of factors go into it.
Macy, for the Humane Society, your biggest concern, big issue now?
Almost the same. We've seen a really big decrease in adoption rates. We do not euthanize for space, but we do, run out of space, which is why we're on that wait list system. So it is different in that way, but we do our best to make sure that every animal that comes to our doors gets the proper medical treatment and, gets their chance, a second chance. It's really our goal. But it's hard because when there is no space left, what do we do with these people walking in? We need so much support from our community in order to fix this issue.
So let's talk about the kind of impact the pandemic may have had on all of this. We know that right now people who are spending isolated time, they felt maybe a pet would help them out, and now the pandemic is over. Unfortunately, some of those pets become expendable, if you will. How has that impacted you? You think that's a part of the increase in some of the challenges you're seeing?
It definitely is. I think there are fewer people taking pets in at the moment. Like we mentioned, rising costs, pet ownership, it's a lifetime commitment. It's something we have to remind people this time of year, especially who want to bring home a pet for the holidays. This puppy is sweet now, but it is a 15-year plus potential commitment. Yeah. So that's a big factor in people's lives right now.
Macy, what kind of public education do you guys attempt to do on a regular basis about those kinds of concerns and the impact and the responsibility of a pet owner?
So we've created shelter programs to hit every single part of our community in hopes that we can spread the awareness of the problem and how to fix it. We are in schools with our education program. We are out giving resources to the community in order to keep pets in their homes. That's something that we partner with BARC to do on occasion. We also have a community outreach program that is just attending every event that we can to let people know, here's the issue and here's how you can get involved to fix it. Adopt, volunteer, foster. donate.
And now BARC is thought of as an enforcement arm of this part of what you do.
Yes, sir.
But you're there to help as well. When people
Yes.
can call you to get help.
Yes, we partner with the Humane Society to offer pet pantry events. We also are lucky to have a Healthy Pets, Healthy Streets program, which provides free spay-neuter services to qualifying residents. This year as well, we changed the ordinance to require mandatory microchipping. This weekend, we'll be offering a free microchipping event for residents. Throughout the holidays, we have several wellness events. We have a low-cost wellness center located at the facility as well. So we try to find many ways to help keep those pets at home, like Macy mentioned.
And we've got much more to talk about this, and I know that many of you want to have more conversation, so I invite you to join the KPRC 2 Plus live stream event next week. Join in next Wednesday, December 7th at 2. Representatives from several agencies across the region will be on hand to answer many of your questions. Hosted by Zach Lashway. Make it a point to join on the KPRC 2 Plus live stream. Corey and Macy, thank you so much for what you do. Good luck in our efforts. I can't wait to see the pet I'm going to have. Thank you very much.